Hello guys, I'm Łukasz and it's third version of my automatic news to listen to a podcast in a car and have quick overview of what's happening into AI or any other thing you are interested about. So let's run it, and in the meantime we'll come back to the architecture. As you can see below, it's already running. And the first thing you can see looking at these two architectures is that I get better at doing graphs automatically of my code. So that's the second version, and that's the third version. So in old version, we have just the fetcher of Reddit news and then running it through free Google API to generate analysis of this. And then we send it with Telegram bot to our phone and save the file and so on. But now in the new version, we have also optional fetcher of emails. So we can fetch email from news that are defined here. Here is just example email. It gets email password and the news you can specify here or in default. The email and all passwords and settings are in environmental variable as always. And I basically was interested in this, and I wanted to show you how it works on some email, but then I created dummy email, and then I fucked up because I didn't know that there are different types of emails, so I create wrong one, and then I subscribe to news, and then I waited to get this news, so when I get them finally after 2-3 days of subscription, and I try it, I actually couldn't use it with my type of email. So yeah, I updated instructions in README and so on. I think it works for personal and so on, and I pick business or something like that. But basically, you can specify maximum number of emails and from how many hours before you are interested about, and then it will look at all these addresses and what they send you and automatically clear it. To illustrate it, because I think it's also quite interesting, but I will be really fast. So that was what I get in the test run that we will analyze later. So as we can see, a lot of links, really long ones, that basically just make the model dumber and so on. So I fix it to now have just clear JSON file with all the news without links, cleaned as much as I could with just the address, the date, and what was the subject of the mail. So we can feed it additionally to our analysis tool and basically get news from Reddits, from email, aggregate all of it, make it into one big summarization. And then we can also generate a voice file that will send over Telegram. And why I do that? Because I ask Google to get access to the API for NotebookLM that I tested and failed to create automatically notebook and podcasts in it, to not touch any interface and so on. You can still do it in interface as in last two videos, copy paste file and so on. Maybe I will show it quickly. But I don't do this now because, yeah, I didn't want to touch anything. I just want Docker that run automatically on scheduler on my PC or any random PC that you don't need, mini PC and so on. I will probably run it on my home automation PC that use less wattage on my laptop, and it will send me automatically all the news in text that I can click and look around. Maybe I'm interested in some links and so on. Summary, and then also the voice file. So when I sit in my car, I just click play. It's already on Telegram chat, and I can play and have fun with it. So coming back to maybe terminal. That's the last thing that I fixed. So yeah, let's see. Okay, it's still running. It's a bit slow, but we don't care about speed in this case. Why? Because we use free API. So basically, it's most it ran all my tests in like 18 days or something when I was doing 3 versions of this. It never failed on these models that I set up here, but if it failed, you can always wait. And so on. Maybe I should add auto renewal and so on, but it never failed for me, so I didn't feel like there is need. Also, what you see compared to second version, there is no second tab here because I realized when I sleep after making the second version that if I have to Windows here, I will double the code of Gradio and do the same. So I have everything here. So the scheduler, as we can see, the run that I ran through this scheduler, but we can refresh it later also to see if it works. Yeah, it works. So I expose also system prompt. I tune it myself a bit, but I do it pretty basic for myself. So I want AI research analysis with filtering and summarizing the Reddit posts. Then the user prompt at this point is not really necessary, but I expose it because why not? Then I feed the model. I put also Flash version, which is faster. GPT, but I don't really use it because, as we know from first video, and if you don't watch it, you can check it here. It wasn't best for the task, and well, quite costly. So why not use free version that is available? I also exposed the maximum number of tokens, temperatures, and so on. Everything here is set on default. I think only I put maximum number of tokens in case we put more information here. And thinking budget, I tested a bit, but I don't think you need a lot of thinking here. And you also spend tokens when you put a lot of thinking, and then you can get less on output. So this value is quite okay, at least for me. You can also specify which kind of voice tone instructions you want and which voice of the model. Here I have few voices, but there are more. I will maybe update it after the video. This model always works for me. I tried Pro, but for Pro you need basically the paid API key. So if you're fine with paying, you can change it to Pro. But I tested in small files and I don't feel that much. I honestly don't feel difference. And I think if we blind test, I will not find which is better one. So yeah. Here there will be mail and so on, as I described before, an automatic scheduler. We can also do just run by clicking this button, and as we see, it's running. To make manual run, I use it for testing, or like if you want to play with it. Oh, perfect timing. So it finished, and we can see that I can download all of these files, I can open them, I can play audio and so on. Maybe we'll play audio in a moment. And here it's also scrollable summary, but we'll not look into it because it will take me time. So I prepared the case that I was interested about. Where is it? Yeah. So here I provided mail and I provided the Reddits in raw data. You can see like in first video, all the Reddit posts I extracted and so on. And actually I analyzed all of these posts one by one to find if it actually look for interesting posts that will be valuable for me. And to my surprise, it kind of work. Actually quite good. So here we have analysis of some posts and so on. And what I wanted to show you, for example, this post was in the source, and it sounds kind of like interesting post for you to read. But if you look into it, yeah, it was bait post. So the AI detected it and don't put it here. But if you look in raw data, I wish it's similar. Yeah. So see, this post was here, but the analysis video cut it. Now, for example, this cutoff of IBM, yeah, I'm not really interested about. I don't work there. So this was also cut for me. Yeah, I look in analysis, so yeah, it's not here. And if I look here, it's here. So it actually made quite a good job of filtering. Also, there is another one. So technically it should be interesting, but when I look into it, there was not much of intelligence value, and as we see, it was here, but when we look in analysis, it got filtered out. Yeah, so this worked quite well for me. So I'm interested, guys, how it will work for you. So if you want, feel free to try. So we downloaded all these files, and also, yeah, if you want, you can just go to NotebookLM. I think, yeah, here I'm on incognito, so I will not show it. But like in second video that you can check here, and first one actually, you just go to NotebookLM and you need to just download these files here and move them manually, but they are also saved in runs. I clean the folders to make it more easily accessible, and if you want to work on it, there is big README file with, again, everything, how to configure, short instruction, and so on. Yeah, I also save podcasts, which are the files that are saved. after the runs and so on. You can click it here. It loads quite long because I use plugin. Oh, that just failed. If we go into containing folder.
Welcome. We're here again to try and make sense of
Yeah.
we're here again to try and make sense of, well, the absolute flood of information in the AI world. Today, we're going to attempt to give you a really $6 versus less than industries, from coding to content creation.
So here we can see example. This was actually, I think, from NotebookLM, and I just put them here, few examples. Yeah, actually, yes. I didn't put the audio file to not clag your PC and so on here because, yeah, if you run it continuously and you forget, you can comment it in code and to not save it. Basically, which maybe is important, so let's show it quickly. Yeah, so here in utils there are files to save posts and so on. So if you don't want to do it, you can just go to the definitions of it, which is in workflow here. And as we can see in workflow, it's actually all defined, commented, so you can just comment it, rebuild Docker, and that's it. Maybe in the meantime, let's, I don't know, nah, I don't run it, so how you can run Docker. We are in the repo that will be on GitHub that you can check, links down below. You can just click this command or use Docker plugin if you're lazy or whatever you use. I use Linux, by the way, of course. Or you can use just this, and this will do the same if you have the extension VS Code for Docker that is here. And now we can see it runs. We can click view logs, or also just type docker logs and the name or the ID of the file. And when I refresh this will disappear because we reload it again. So now let's do scheduler to see if it works. And yes, it worked, 38. So I just enable schedule. And as we can see, it should, in 6 seconds, it will be scheduled, but I only check the status in 30 seconds as in second video. So yeah, it's also written down here. So it will check every 30 seconds the file with schedule. We can also show it. Hello guys, it's me from the future. So I checked this file and I actually leaked my email address and password before, so I needed to re-record it. But I tested it a bit more in the code. So actually, if you delete the file, you can't run it. So I fix it. So even if you delete the file, it will be recreated automatically. So you can fill all the things here or in schedule. And you can investigate what is your current schedule and so on. So you can play it with, and I put example email address and so on. It will be loaded from the environmental variable. So here is everything like emails, news to extract the hyperparameters of LLM models and so on. So yeah, now see you back in the main video. Does it run? Yes, as we can see. This is running, and the scheduler actually have my old email password, so yeah. Because I don't change it. So we can see workflow started. We see that it goes through all the Reddit posts. Here it gets the comments from posts and links, so you can always click it and look through them. What gets instructed will it run? Now I will come back to this. And also, yeah, if you have Logfire key that I defined before, you can go to the link that is at the beginning. When you configure it, you will have link here that you can just control click. It will configure everything if you install it. So here are all my runs from last 30 days that I was testing the app and sending myself podcasts and so on. Here we see the current run. Here we can see the last run. So it takes like 69 seconds. Sometimes it takes less because, for example, I deleted some Reddits and so on. Yeah, everything is customizable. You can just delete this and add your own Reddits, change the defaults and so on. It's super easy. Here we can see some rounds, details like posts, the costs and so on, used tokens, which is quite nice if you want to play with it. Raw data. This is from Pydantic AI that we set up in the first video already. So for me, kind of nice, very easy to set up. I just added 3 commands and then it gets added automatically. There is no speech model, I guess, because I use my AI for it, Google API for it, because it's not added here. So yeah, it's only for text, I think. Let me see quickly. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Preview. Yes. Yeah. So it only back the text model at this point, but that's enough for me. There's not much I will debug on audio. I will need to listen it. So as we can see, this finished to run from the scheduler and save everything and so on, and send it to Telegram. Now you can see my phone with Telegram that we get this run, or maybe there's other runs, how it looks like. It's also fully customizable, so you can change everything you want. So yeah, that will be for today. I wish that you guys like it. I put a bit of work to make it really easy to run. Also, yeah, if you want to run it locally, like as a code and play with it, then probably best idea is to just run this app. So I will stop my Docker using this, and you can just run this app like a file. And as we can see, you can go then here, and we have the same thing. And there, it's already scheduled from last file, because I didn't send the last one, save the last one. So yeah, that will be for it, guys. Let me know what you think about the video.